Hi everyone, it's Jael Rossine here, author of the Heaven Sent series. Thanks for stopping by and seeing my new Spotlight series. I am joined tonight by Jillian Eagan and USA Today best-selling author Sarah Biglow. So welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited. So for everybody who does hasn't met you and maybe hasn't even met me, the three of us met at Wicked Con in Boston. You were both gracious enough to join me on an author panel that they were doing for the first time. And we stumbled our way through it. We did great. We got a huge amount of views on that video. We had no idea what we were going to be asked from the audience, and that was really fun to have people actually ask us questions. Obviously, we roped my husband into being the panel person that asked us the questions, but we had no idea what the audience is going to ask us, and that was great fun. And I wanted to do this new series where I would spotlight other authors or artists, and I thought of you two immediately because you were so gracious to join me. When I was out, like at the ninth hour, I was like, "Do you want to be on an author panel?" And Jillian was like, "Yeah." And then it was like later, it was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "I don't know. We're gonna figure it out when we show up. We're gonna figure it out when we go there." So, for anybody who doesn't know us, Jillian, why don't you start? Tell us a little bit about you. You've got a new book out. If you've got the book, show it.
Oh,
Whatever you've got with you, or for covers, or I'll drop links below on the YouTube channel. This is gonna be on my YouTube site, so I'll put all the links. I'll put all the links to your book and whatnot. But tell us a little bit about you and your work.
I know the one time I'm not surrounded by my own books. I'm the author of the Deceit trilogy. The Silence of Vengeance is book two. It just came out last week. So I write YA fantasy, and I'm really excited to kind of be new to this world and meeting a lot of awesome people, obviously, along the way. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. And so it's a pirate series. It's about pirates, and you're
Yes.
down the Cape, and you have this whole thing where you've dove into the research of pirate research down on Cape Cod. So what was that like? How much research did you have to do for these books?
Um, I, you know, it's funny because a lot of the research I did was actually in college. I took a course on pirates. So a lot of that was like done in one semester. And I was like, oh, I have everything I need. I have all the books still. So if I am like, I'm not sure about that, I'll just go to my old like textbooks and stuff
Yeah.
and flip through it. But yeah, the Cape has a lot of pirate history, some fact, some fictional. So you kind of are surrounded by it on a day-to-day basis. But a lot of the sort of inspiration and stuff comes from there's a museum that's a pirate museum here. So I go every year just to kind of keep the love for pirates alive and research what new things they found. And so it's good. It's perfect place to be.
Oh, it sounds it. We're gonna deep dive a little bit more into the story and about your writing journey and about like what it was like to do the launch. But let's give Sarah a second here to come in and introduce herself and talk about her latest work.
Okay, so I am the overachiever of the group,
For
um,
sure.
by a lot. I calculated recently, and I've written 29 books in 4 years.
Oh, I
Don't
that's exhausting.
don't be mean, but I did. So I write urban fantasy, portal fantasy, and paranormal cozy mystery under a not very secret pen name. And I just finished the last book in that series. It's like completely done. I ran a Kickstarter for it in April, and my books for fulfilling that campaign, the print copies, have just been shipped from the printer. I'm very excited to be able to wrap that up because those final two books don't come out until next year. So I'm officially ahead of the release schedule,
Wow.
like for the first time ever. It's very exciting.
So when does it launch? When does your next book launch?
So in that particular series, book 10 just came out August 1st, and the next one comes out
Ah,
in February.
yeah.
But my next actual release is book 6 in my Arthurian series, Guardians of Camelot, which comes out September 1st.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah, I don't know how you're pumping out that much and you're working and you're stopping to do videos like this. I mean, you're making Jillian and I look like we're just sitting around eating bonbons over
You're
here.
slackers. No.
Total is gonna have to get it. So, um, hopefully I didn't lose you guys. My internet's
Oh,
a little squirrely in and out. Oh, we're back.
okay.
We're
Oh,
back.
good.
Sometimes we have these little glitches. We're gonna
Yeah.
roll with
Yep.
it. We're gonna roll with it. Sometimes we have these little glitches and those little freezing. I don't know if it's my internet or one of you, but um tell Jillian to go back to you because you just
Yeah.
launched. So what did you do for your launch? What did you do on launch day? What was involved in that?
Um, Pretty much everything I should have done with book one, but I didn't know. So now that I knew, I was like, I know how to schedule everything. I know how to like work with my timeline. I got a
Mm,
street team, which has been absolutely so amazing. They've really been helping me push word out, and just it's a great kind of relationship to have with readers. Um, I did a couple giveaways. I did a couple I did book one for free for about a week, and that really helped push book two. Um, just a lot of social media. I think social media was like 90% of what I was doing, honestly. Like,
yeah,
the book has already been done for, I don't know, however many months. So you kind of
right.
just sit around and you're like, just got to keep pushing it onto the algorithm and do the best that
Yep.
you can.
How do you feel like it's going? Like, do you feel like you had a better response getting so ahead of it?
Yeah, I think finally, like I'm seeing it kind of break through the kind of usual circles.
Mm.
I had a signing the other day where someone said, "Oh, I saw your book on TikTok," and I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing! Like that's the best thing you could have said to me." And I don't think she realized how like
Yeah,
incredible that is, that
you're
it,
right.
came onto her For You page. But so I think it's working.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Do you do any advertising or were you just strictly social media?
Um, I only did social media. I had tried, I think Amazon ads,
Mm.
with book one and did not see any results. Didn't really know what I was doing, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's very tricky and it's very expensive.
Well,
Yep.
that's the other part too, where it keeps going and you're not really thinking of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I
think
have been
social media,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. We've all
And
gotten
then you're
that
like,
bill.
you
Yeah,
get the bill and you're like, what did I do?
yeah,
Yeah. And you're like, wait, where are all the sales to pay for this bill? Like, what happened?
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That is so, yeah, I would say so. On launch day, I remember my first launch. It was just like we were just having the best time. We were just, my husband and I, we were laughing. Family was calling. We were around family. It was COVID, so we couldn't do
Mhm.
anything. And it was kind of like we're stuck here, but we're still going to put it out anyway. And then in the second one, I was like, okay, yeah, we've learned a few things. We know to
Yeah.
start doing this stuff earlier. So it is one of those things you almost have to go through it the first time in
Yeah.
your own way and then figure out. But can you talk a little bit more about the street team for people? Like, what is that? How did you find one? What are they doing for you?
Yeah, so I actually worked with a PR company to do the launch for book two, and she kind of helped me find a street team alongside of that. It was worth, I think, every penny that I spent.
Yeah,
Um, Forget about ads, like that's where I would put my money
yeah,
next time. And so we had people who ARC read book two, and then they wanted to join the street team. So it was kind of like okay, you'll get arcs in the future, you'll get giveaways. Just, try to talk about the book as much as you can. Just
hmm,
repost stuff that I post, and it's been fun. We have a group chat where we talk about things.
yeah,
I get feedback from them, like what would you want to see? We're talking about like artwork that I would put in packages and stuff, and like who would you want to see in the artwork.
yeah.
So it's been, I mean, so, so helpful. I do not regret any of it. Like it's been great.
Oh, that's awesome. And hopefully they've worked with so many other authors, they can help give you some tips on
Yeah.
what that was like and what those experiences like. That's the best part of that, right? Is that
Yeah.
somebody else has been through it before any of us have been through it. So
Yeah, exactly.
all right, Sarah, so how about you? So tell us, I'm dying to know about Kickstarter. Why did you do Kickstarter? What was that experience like? Like, I've seen some authors do it and I've seen mixed reviews about it. You know, what's been your experience with Kickstarter?
So how much time do you have? Because I did my very first one back in 2018. I launched the first book in my urban fantasy series, Spring's Calling, and it wasn't a great experience. It was very much kind of like the first author experience where you're only like
Mm,
bringing your friends and family.
yeah.
And I
Mhm.
was like, I don't know that I want to do this again. And then I joined a Facebook group about Kickstarter, and I ran a campaign to just take that series and just put it in like regular hardcover, and it actually went really well.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I can kind of see this. And I've done a couple of like backlist series that mixed results. I've kind of come to the conclusion that like omnibus campaigns don't seem to fund very high for me.
Mm.
Um, which is what it is. I mean, you're only pushing a single book essentially, like a single volume.
Right. Right.
But I did ultimately make the decision to help offset like future costs and things. I'm going to launch each new series on Kickstarter ahead of retailer launch. So that way, most of the
Hmm.
costs, or all of the costs, depending on how well it goes, are covered before it even goes up,
Wow.
so that I'm
Okay.
launching in the black. Um,
That would
and
be new.
uh-huh,
What a concept.
right? Yeah, so that's part of it. And also I have also learned that I did some like I have them somewhere, but I don't want to like disappear from camera. I did like separate special editions, like covers and stuff for my Guardians of
Mm.
Camelot series. So I had like double cover expenses and like extra art and things. And I've
Yep.
kind of learned that like I need to tone it down a little bit. And it turns out my cover designer that does all of my retail work, who I love, Deranged Doctor Design, can't say enough good things about them. They take care of their clients. I love them. They now offer a special edition package that you can add on, and you can get
Oh,
things
yeah.
like sprayed edges, end paper design, chapter art, foiled case and jacket designs for very reasonable. So I can actually confidently launch and like reuse the retail covers for the books for like the ebook and the paperback, and it's going to be great. 2028
Of course it's
onward.
going to be great. Let's not skip 27. I
Well,
need
no, because
27.
27 I'm wrapping up Guardian, so I got to finish
Yes.
out this. And then I
Yeah.
actually did okay, I actually do have to show this other one off because it's super pretty and insane. So, I have a
Can,
trilogy that's a Paranormal Academy that's hitting its 5-year anniversary next year. And I have done an absolutely blinged out hardcover. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna show it to
yes.
you guys.
That's all right. I'll chat with Jillian. We've got to get Jillian some cover character artwork to hang up behind her when she does these videos.
I know. I'm looking at your backgrounds. I'm like, oh, I have some. I just need to print them out
Yeah,
and
you
frame
need to
them.
print them out and frame them, place them
Yeah.
perfectly
Yep.
behind you.
So this is the proof that I got. So it's got the
Wow.
Ooh.
foil
Look at the coloring on that. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
on the dash jacket. It has character art,
Ah,
Wow.
okay.
hand drawn. See, my problem is I have a very good friend who's an artist who I love her work, but it's expensive.
Mm.
And then we have continuous edge design and end papers. So the end
Oh,
papers
wow.
Wow.
match the edges.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And because I am extra, every single page has background.
Wow.
Oh.
And there are not one, but three separate chapter art designs in the book. So we have one where the little gate is open.
Oh, wow.
My goodness. It's beautiful. No wonder readers like that's something special for that's not just your typical hardcover.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
like the gate closed, and then I have one where it's partially open as well. And I'm like, yeah, granted, it's gonna cost me like 40 bucks to print.
Yeah.
So it's like, but
Yeah. But that at least if someone's forking over dough for that, they feel like they're
they're
getting
getting something
something.
special.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
they're getting something special. Like that's very unique for
Yes.
sure.
So that's my other campaign for next year. Then in 2028, I'll start doing yes, the much more affordable for myself option.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask. So, can you speak a little about Fan Expo, which you just finished, Fan Expo in Boston?
Yeah, huh. Mixed emotions. I mean,
Yeah.
I made the table feedback and everything, and I
Yep.
met some really cool people. I actually learned that at least one of my books is on like an urban fantasy Reddit thread somewhere,
Oh,
Ooh.
that's
and
good.
someone else saw one of my books on threads, so that was cool.
Mm,
But it didn't make as much as I had hoped for the size of the event. So,
mm.
and they're
Yeah.
actually, due to some construction and things, they're moving next year to December. So
Yeah.
I've
I
decided
heard
I'm
that.
taking next year off from that particular event, but I'm looking at other kind of smaller like indie events in the area to do as
Hmm.
well. So
Hmm.
I Alan and I are thinking about doing Terrificon, which was on the same weekend this
yes, but
year
that's down in
as
Connecticut.
yeah, which is Fan Expo. But I will say Fan Expo has slowly over the years, which is what we noticed last time we did the show. And same as you, we always do well. We always get our money back from the trip, but not overwhelmed given the fact that there's like
Like 50,000
20,000
people.
people that walk through there a day,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't know if the 50,000 people is the same 20,000 each day or whatever, but still like an enormous amount of
Huge amount
people.
of people.
But the Fan Expo, the way they set it up, all the celebrities and everything are at the back.
Back.
The
Yeah.
Yeah.
comic book people are in the middle,
And
and then Indie Alley is off to the side.
side. Yep.
And at Terrificon, because we've actually gone multiple times just as fans, they make you walk through the artist alley to get to the celebrities. You can't avoid the artists because they feel
Yeah.
like that's the point. Like they're
Right.
the point. The writers and the artists are the point of the show.
Interesting. Okay. I
So
might have to look into that for next
if
year.
Fan Expo, and I will say WickedCon tried to do something similar. They're not as big, obviously, and they don't
No.
have
Hmm.
celebrities, but they tried to mix it so that you couldn't like avoid. You couldn't say like, "Oh, that's Indie Alley. I'll just avoid it." And that's
Right.
how I felt about Fan Expo last time I went, is that if you wanted
Yeah.
to avoid us,
But
you could
you
have just
could.
walked around us. You could just not walk up there.
Yep. You could
If you
literally
were,
walk down the center aisle
yeah,
with the
yeah.
retailers on your right and go straight back to the celebrities and not even,
Exactly. And the
yeah,
celebrities are what's bringing in the money for
money.
them.
Right.
So that's they're
Yeah.
catering to an easier experience for people to get to them. And so you might want to check out like the actual cons, like Wicked Con,
Yep.
Terrific Con, or the actual Comic Cons, as
Yeah.
opposed to the fan expos. They really are two different companies.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that was, I did feel like we weren't really avoided at Wicked Con. Well, you just don't have the same numbers, right? You just
Right.
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 and you're in a hotel. You're not
Yep.
in, I'm
A
not
big
sure
convention
why
center.
he doesn't go next door. I think he could get it in a smaller
Yeah.
room because they have smaller rooms in
Yeah.
that convention center, but he's very nervous about it. I think he doesn't want to not fill the space.
Yeah. Well, I can
Um,
understand that. Are you
yeah.
guys looking at the October event at all?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go just because I've talked to him, but I will be honest, like it's not as big. The
Yep.
room
Hmm.
is not as good. He didn't do the ballroom. The ballroom is much nicer. It's a
Yes.
bigger, the
Right.
space we were in is much nicer than the room that he uses in the fall, but
Yes. No,
it's so inexpensive.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
for going, like sometimes you just take
you
the
got
chance
to.
to do a show like that because of the price
Yep.
on it. But we are thinking about doing Terrificon and we're gonna look at the Rhode
Okay.
Island one because that's been getting bigger over the last
Oh,
several
okay.
years. That used to be really tiny, like smaller than WickedCon, and now that's supposed to be bigger. So we're gonna
Okay.
go check that out and see what's the flow like, just as fans, like go walk through and see what the flow is like, see if it's similar.
That makes a lot of sense.
to Terrificon. But yeah, we were disappointed last time we did Fan
Fan
Expo for that
Expo.
reason, right? Like we
Yeah.
had fun. It's always a great con. You get the people that you meet are great. The people around you are great,
Mm,
but
yep.
yeah, little
Financially, it's just
you expect more. 20,000
Yeah.
exactly.
people you expect more,
Yep.
but you never know what you're going to get at any one show. So,
Yeah.
Jillian, over to you. Barnes and Noble, you did a signing at Barnes and Noble. So how'd you get yourself in Barnes and Noble?
Um, if everyone's been asking me that, and
Yeah.
it's a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. I
Did you
walked
go
in.
talk to the manager?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
basically was like, you know what? The worst they could do is be like, get out of here. But I went to the manager. She's like, oh yeah, here's the email.
Yep.
I emailed them. They're like, yeah, come on in. I'm like, okay. It was
What day of the week was your signing?
Saturday, which was
Oh,
perfect.
nice.
Which
So,
Barnes and Noble?
The one in Hyannis,
Okay.
yep. It's a
because
pretty good size one. That's a pretty good
yeah,
size of Barnes and Noble.
especially, I mean, it's peak tourist season
Yeah.
here. It was super hot, so people didn't really want to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Um, I had reached out to the one in Hingham, but they have a wait list. So I think it just
Mm,
depends on where you are.
Hmm.
The Hyannis one, I don't think that they get a ton of people, knocking down their door.
yeah.
But they do have a sizable list still. I mean, I scheduled that out probably in spring.
Mm,
So you have to do it
yeah.
beforehand, like everything.
Yep.
I feel
Um,
like the Hingham one too, like the parking is not as good. Like that plaza that it's in is super busy.
yeah,
It's a little bit more difficult, but it does have a lot of traffic in
it
there. You
does.
do have a lot
Yeah.
of foot traffic in there, which is
Yeah.
always the key.
Right.
I was gonna get mine in Millbury, which is near where we live, and the woman was super nice, but they were just switching over their computer systems at the time that we asked. But yeah, I've always recommended that to people. Go talk to the store manager, or
Yeah.
they'll walk you through the process and let you know about the times. But that's still fun. You get to go take a picture of your books in Barnes and Noble and
Yeah. I
do
mean,
a
it was
signing.
it was kind of just like one of those childhood dreams that I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, this is pretty
yeah,
cool. But it was I wouldn't say it was any different from, any other signings I've done. Like it
yeah,
was just a different setting, but yeah, it was a pretty good day. I think it just depends on the timing, it depends on the store.
yeah.
I wouldn't say that you can walk into any of them and they'll be like, oh, here you like I think it was
You're
pretty
right.
easy for me just because of where I
Yeah,
live, but um the you could just try it. Like that's what I tell
Yeah.
people. I'm like,
yeah,
just try
yeah.
it.
For sure, for sure. I mean, yeah, we're not walking into the one in Times Square, but
No, yeah.
we,
Yeah.
If only. Because isn't
yeah.
that one like four stories tall?
Yeah,
That's
it's
like where
crazy.
Sarah Moss goes to do all of her book
Yeah.
signings
Yeah.
when a new book comes out. Like that's where they do like
The big
the big authors,
Yeah.
the top 20 authors in there. But yeah, I had a very interesting experience. I did Dark Summer Book Fest in Framingham this past weekend. It was so unbelievably hot. I felt really bad because they had this whole outdoor setup there, and like
oof.
nobody was out there doing it. The authors were all inside with the
Mm,
people, but they had like a beer garden and they had a food truck, and the people were super nice. But it was interesting because you were sitting at a table, you were sharing a table, like I was sharing a table with a traditionally published author from Simon and Schuster who was
mm.
fabulous. And then two down from us was an author that just got her book picked up to become a show
Oh, that's
um,
awesome.
on Amazon or Netflix. I forget which one. And
Wow.
she's been in the writing room with them for the big part of the summer. And they were really gracious to like talk about that experience. But it's just so funny how hands off they are. Like they're don't go on social media. They really don't have any part of this process. This is really built like a different type of person who's
Yeah.
doing what we're doing, right? Because you just have to juggle so much. So, Sarah, don't you feel like now that you've been through the experience, you kind of still want to stay connected to all that? Like you still want to have some level of control over that.
Oh yes, I am definitely the kind of person that wants all the control. Because that way I can learn from my own mistakes and figure out
Yeah.
how to do it better and
Well,
like
is there anything you would give away, like of all the things we do, with the social media, the deciding the
definitely the social
artwork?
media. Quite
Yeah.
honestly. I just
Yeah.
I don't have like the best. head for that, I guess. I mean, I personally feel like I struggle a lot with like graphics and things
Hmm.
and
Yep.
like knowing what looks good and stuff, and I don't know how much of that is like down to my vision and stuff either. So I would definitely say if I could give one thing away, it would be that. But the rest of it, I mean, literally after Fan Expo, I can nerd out very briefly. I promise it's quick. I realized like so my direct store is Shopify, which should
Yeah.
surprise almost no one. It's kind
Yeah.
of in the author world, that's kind of what you use. I discovered that you can use they have a point of sale app.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I've spent the week transitioning everything off of Square onto the point of sale app so I can keep it all in one ecosystem. Which means
Mhm.
now I have a very easy way to, if someone is like, oh, I prefer audio or I prefer ebooks, I can be like, I can sell that to you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's amazing. That's and it anything to make it convenient, anything to save the time. I would
right.
say part of me would want to give away a little bit of social media too, just for the time savings. Just because
Yeah.
even if I sit down to do, set up my plan for Twitter, which I'm bigger on Twitter than I am on the other platforms, or X,
Whatever it
I'm
is.
always going to call it Twitter.
Yeah.
But and so that's where I spend most of my time. But it's just the planning out of those posts and like how much time that takes to lay those
Yep.
out. And sometimes it's just like, oh, I'll go throw up a quick post, and it's like 15 minutes later. By the
Right.
time you figure out what
What
graphic
to
or who you're
say.
targeting or what, not even what to say, but like okay, what are you targeting this week? Because it's all about like what are you trying to accomplish? It's just like a show, right? You're getting ready to
Yep.
do a
Right.
show and you're like, what's the point of this show for me? Am I moving books? Am I networking? Like what am I doing at this show?
Yep.
And so it's so much more time than you think it is. Like when you like
Yes.
go back and look at it, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just spent that much time doing that. Jillian, how about you? What would you give up if you had to give up one thing?
Yeah, it'd probably be like the marketing stuff. Because I'm like Sarah, where I'm like, the graphics, like, talking about my street team again, they do graphics. Like, they're
Yeah,
like quote unquote professional bookstagrammers. Like, that's their bread and
yeah,
butter. And I'm like, I just don't even know how you churn those out. Like, I'm just so like basic on Canva. And I'm like, oh, put some text here and then just put
yeah,
an image here and I'm done. But it's so like, oh yeah, I like some of the social media. I like the funny, like goofiness of
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but the graphics and like the marketing, it's just like you said, it's so time consuming.
I would recommend to both of you and to anyone when I was talking is to use BookBrush. That's the name of the company online. You can
Oh
get
yeah,
you can do some
I
things for
mean,
free and you can do some things with paid, but they have templates. So it's like you
yeah.
just pick the template and upload your book cover and it makes all these like amazing things that you see these bookster. Half the time you look at the bookstagram stuff, that stuff's coming from there. It's just
Oh
you can tell just by looking at it, like
yeah,
where
yeah.
it's coming from, and it's super easy to use. You do not like you could do complicated things like videos and stuff like that out there, but just your posts, like
yeah.
it's really easy to pull out a graphic from there.
I've long used BookBrush. I'm a paid
Yeah, yeah.
platinum whatever level. I just some of the templates I just honestly I don't like.
Yeah,
Like
but
they
you can
don't
make your
speak to me.
own, like on the fly. Like you can do your backdrop, your own. Like a lot of times I make my own because I want to fit all three of the books
Hmm.
for the trilogy on the same graphics. A lot of times I make my own, but I'm just saying from quickness, like if you just want
Yeah.
it quick and you need to get your hands on it, they have a lot of the graphics and they do it either by genre or they do it like time
Do
of the
by
year.
platform
Yeah, they do it by, that's the other thing. They do it
or
by platform. I
vibe.
need to do something on X. I need to do something on Instagram. Those are very different sizes.
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
pick the size and the square comes up and it's exactly what you know. You're not gonna have to worry about it fitting. So I absolutely recommend that. So,
Yeah.
all right,
No, I
well, we're
just
getting towards the end. I know this was super fast, but I want to give you both one last chance. So, Jillian, any last words? Tell people where they can find you. Tell them how to find you, how to find your books.
Um, my hub is basically JillianEaganAuthor.com. You can find my socials there. You can buy direct from that website. And all my other links are on that website.
Awesome. Awesome. And same for you, Sarah.
so yeah, my website, I'm sure it'll be in the description below. It's Sarah-Biglow, and that's Biglow without an E.com. You can buy direct from me there. Um, pretty much all the formats. And I also have a YouTube channel, which I think is going to be linked as well. I
Yep.
post my audiobooks as videos there. I do some um, author interview content as well, and I am starting a brand new series, what I'm calling Author Diary, where I'm kind of every month, every couple of months, filling in what I've been doing
That's
in my
awesome.
author business, the triumphs,
They like
the
the videos.
setbacks.
Do more videos. They like the videos. Jillian's been out there doing videos. Do more videos. They get seen more. They get viewed more. And that's what we all want. And then, as everybody in the audience knows, I am at jlrothstein.com and I am on X and Instagram at jlrothstein1. So thank you both for joining me. We're gonna wave goodbye to the viewer. We're gonna tell them, please, please, please read more books. That's what we want.
Read more books, yes.
Read more books in any format you can get it.
Yep, yeah.
Yes, exactly. In any format. We don't care. Buy them all. Buy all the formats. Just read more books. All right. Thank you both. Thank you,
Thank you.
audience.
Bye.
Bye.